Today we are going to discuss about the comparison of various herbal pharmacopoeia, right? So when it comes to the pharmacopoeia, it is nothing but the official reference book or literature where the all the drug making and drug the details will be compiled by the government or any pharmaceutical organization, right? So when it comes to the herbal pharmacopoeia, as the name indicate, there will be the herbal medicines details or herbal formulation, the compilation, the details compilation. So here we are going to discuss about the comparison of various herbal pharmacopoeia throughout the other countries and in the world, how the WHO they are managing the things when it comes to the herbal pharmacopoeias, right? So coming to the next one, what is happening, the meaning, if you see the what is the word meaning of the pharmacopoeia. Generally pharmacopoeia literally meaning is the drug making, right? How the drug it is being manufactured or it is making, what is the kind of procedures and methodology involved. Technically is a book published by the authority of a government or a medical or pharmaceutical society, right? Either government or any medical society or any pharmaceutical society, containing directions for the identification of medicines, right? How we are going to identify the particular medicines. That shortly a legal document containing standards for medical commodities, right? What are the standards for the particular medicinal commodities or medicinal formulations? What are the things has been involved? So if you see the word where it has been derived, the word is derived from ancient Greek word, right? Pharmacopoeia. Here the spelling you can see how it is different. Double ia, it is the suffix here in the main eia, right? So pharmacopoeia, it is Greek word having three words in it. In this pharmacopoeia, there are three words. It is composed. Right. First one is the pharmacone, right? Up to here pharmacone n has been attached here. Pharmacone, it's meaning a drug, like in pharmacognosy definition or the word meaning also we have seen pharmacone and gignosco. Pharmacone means a drug, gignosco means a knowledge, the knowledge of the drug. So here pharmacone means a drug once again. And the verb stem poi, meaning means make, right? It is means make. And the abstract noun ending with ia, right? Here last word ia, it is the cumulative meaning drug making. So drug making, right? So that's what the pharmacopoeia meaning is, drug making. Coming to this one, descriptions of each single drugs, right? Because or a preparation, because in single drug sometimes it is the multiple drug, so it will become preparation, or what are the other contents involved or other constituents involved in that particular formulation, including in a pharmacopoeia, are called a monograph. Like that's what where WHO monographs and other monographs it is there. So they are the only officially recognized book for reference on standards of quality specification of a synthetic and a natural pharmaceutical drug. That's what in lab also sometimes many of the teacher they will suggest you refer IP or go to the pharmacopoeia, so that you will come to know the different procedure methodology and techniques, what is the involved for that particular drug, right? So that's what it is, a reference, right? Reference book, officially recognized book for the reference of different drugs, right? So next, let's discuss about the history. What's the history involved behind it? The When we talk about history, if we look back to history, pharmacopoeias were designed for herbal medicines. Before in starting, some explanatory works are considered to be Edwin Smith papyrus in Egypt, and De Materia Medica, originally written in a Greek by Pidenus Dioscorides, right? So De Materia Medica, it is also described into the history of pharmacognosy, right? So it was the compilation of different types of plant or a natural origin or herbal medicines. It was there. So that from that time onwards, it is being revised many times, and today we are having different pharmacopoeia. De Materia Medica turned out to be one of the most influential herbal book in history, right? Most influential books, herbal books, where the plant drugs has been compiled, that which plant is having what kind of activity, that was there in the De Materia Medica, and is considered to be the predecessor of all modern pharmacopoeias, as it remained in use until about CE 1600. Okay. Some other pharmacopoeia also written by the Persian physicians, like included in the Canon of Medicine of Avicenna in 1025. The works by the IBN Jor or Avenjor in of 12th century, and IBN Biter of the 14th century. So you can see in the history the different contribution by the Persian doctors or physicians. They have also written the canon of medicines in 1025, and in 12th century, also in the 14th century also it was observed. Like, so the next, the Sun Neg, he was the emperor who penned the Sao Ching, that was the divine husbandman's materia medica. It was also one of the treatise, right, or book we can say, is the earliest known Chinese pharmacopoeia, the first before, when it was starting the compilation of the different natural drugs. So it was the first or earliest known of the Chinese pharmacopoeia, which describes about 365 types of different medicines, herbal medicines, derived from plants, animals, and mineral sources, believed to be written by the Chinese god Senong. Right. So he was known as a Senong was known as a Chinese god because he started first compilation of the natural medicines. Right. So let's discuss about the constitution, how it is composed, what are the things supposed to be there in the herbal pharmacopoeia. All the substances of animal, plant, and mineral constituted the old materia medica, but such encyclopedia mass of knowledge necessitated subdivisions of the information into the sections, right? Different sections will be there where the different subdivision and the different types of information about the herbal drugs or natural drugs. Subsequently, four department of study. Right, there are four departments. Like in our subjects, also we are studying that pharmaceutical chemistry, pharmaceutics, pharmacology, and pharmacognosy. All these are the core subjects in the pharmacy. That's what all dealing with the drugs, but from different point of view were formulated. Right. So all the department, all the subjects are having the dealing with the drug at different points, right? Like in chemistry, structures, in physics, formulations, in pharmacology, the ADME, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, and cognosy, the natural things, like what are the pharmacognostical details, microscopic and biological, and all those things. So coming to the first department, pharmaceutical chemistry, to deal with the theory and fundamentals of scientific chemistry of medicinal substance. What is the structure activity relationship, how we can go for molecular modeling, what are the substitution, what are the deletion into the basic structure, so that we can increase or decrease the activity. So all those things, all of you know that medicinal chemistry is there, pharmaceutical chemistry is there in your subjects, right? So which you have completed till now. Coming to the pharmacy of pharmaceutics, right, for mode of treatment of chemicals and crude drugs, for form suitable administration. What is the route of administration? Parenteral, oral, ophthalmic, transdermal, right? Nanoparticles, nanotechnology, all those, how we can administer the particular drug content to the body so that it can absorb easily and it can give the highest therapeutic efficacy, the distribution and metabolism also, right? Coming to the pharmacology, third department, or pharmacodynamics, right? How the body act towards the drugs to deal with the responses of the organisms when subjected to treatment by the drug, how the drug it is responding, it's how it is binding with the receptor, how it is the passive transport, active transport takes place, how distribution and metabolism in liver, blood, and so many other organ, what are the organ responses that we are right. Then pharmacognosy, for scientific study of the structural, physical, chemical, sensory characters like color, odor, taste, shape, and size of the crude drugs of vegetable, animal, and mineral origin. also includes their history, cultivation, collection, and the treatment that we have completed in pharmacognosy 1, 2, and going to be complete in 3, right? So that's what the modern pharmacopoeias, how they are dealing with and what are the pharmacopoeias are available in the field of herbal medicine. The modern day pharmacopoeias are strictly for standards of medicines, and every developed country has a pharmacopoeia, right? Whatever the developed country, right? It not about the developing countries, right? For their medicaments of synthetic as well as natural origin. Some popular herbal pharmacopoeias of world, right? So herbal pharmacopoeias generally it will not be developed in every country. Pharmacopoeia may be there, but herbal pharmacopoeia in world. So here the three popular herbal pharmacopoeia, that American Herbal Pharmacopoeia AHP, British Herbal Pharmacopoeia BHP, and Korean Herbal Pharmacopoeia KHP. So these three are, other than our Indian Herbal Pharmacopoeia, these three are more popular in the worldwide. So coming to the American Herbal Pharmacopoeia develops the qualitative and therapeutic monographs on botanicals, right? What are the monographs available? The reference, the details about the qualitative and therapeutic point of view about the all the plant drugs or botanicals, including many of the Ayurvedic, Chinese, and Western herbs also added, most frequently used in the United States. Many of the herbs these are available in United States also, or they are exporting from the China and other countries for their basically use. So that are also included in the American Herbal Pharmacopoeia. These monographs represents the most comprehensive and critically reviewed body of information on herbal medicines in English language. That's what it can be referred by the all country worldwide, and serves as a primary reference of academician, healthcare providers, manufacturers, and regulators, right? So that's what it is considered as a standard and popular, right? Monographs of British Herbal Pharmacopoeia that provides the quality standards for 169 herbal raw materials, right? Like neem, tulsi, aloe vera, like that 169 types of herbal raw material. Like even it to take the example of aloe vera, so what are the quality standards supposed to have when you are going to administer, right? Then subsequently work by the European Pharmacopoeia Commission, that Council of the Europe, has led to the introduction of many more herbal monographs in the European Pharmacopoeia that has been included. Then British Herbal Pharmacopoeia, what happened? It is a very useful add to quality assurance, particularly for the herbs not featured in the official pharmacopoeia. The third edition of the Korean Herbal Pharmacopoeia contains a total of the 384 official monographs. The monographs for the different drugs that has been 384 number, it has been included in the KHP. The Indian Herbal Pharmacopoeia has 40 monographs. You can see that how much difference it is there. 384 official monograph in Korean, but in Indian 40 monographs published by the Indian Drug Manufacturer Association IDMA in collaboration with the Regional Research Laboratory RRL Jammu. And that RRL is there in different Bhubaneswar also it is there, New Delhi also it is there. So Jammu RRL, they have done with the work along with the IDMA, and they designed the 40 monographs and they published there in the Indian Herbal Pharmacopoeia. Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India, API. Right. So this is the abbreviation for when it comes to the pharmacopoeia. Generally, API it is known as the active pharmaceutical ingredient. But when it comes to the herbal pharmacopoeia, here Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India. Most of the popular Indian traditional system of medicine has been developing pharmacopoeia of herbs used in it. In it means in API. Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India API has monographs of 514 medicinal plants, 5 plants, animal, insects derived product, and 21 metals and minerals that was there in the part 1, volume 1 to 7 in that API. Okay. Monographs of 461 compound Ayurvedic formulations are published in Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India API, Part 2, Volume 1 to 3. You can refer that one. Other than Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India, Siddha Pharmacopoeia of India, Volume 1 and 2, Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia of India, Volume 1 and 6, Unani Pharmacopoeia of India, Volume 1 and 6, and the standards of book available in Indian herbs, right? Indian medicinal plants is there, in the Herbal Pharmacopoeia of India is there, right? So like that. The pioneering work quality standards of Indian medical plants by Indian Council of Medical Research, ICMR, is a non-pharmacopoeial masterpiece of the reference on standards of Indian herbs. The monographs on 449 or 449 plants that was there in the volume 1 to 13 included in the book would help in improving monographs in API and other pharmacopoeia of Indian origin. So it is not that the 449 plants it is there in the monograph, it will be like that only. So still the discovery and research it is going on, and it will be keep on increasing the number of plants and their values, standards and qualities and all those things, right? So let's have the review on to the what other pharmacopoeias are available worldwide. So here you can see in the table the organization, region or country, name of pharmacopoeia, updated frequency, how long annually, how it is getting published, then latest edition which is available and which year it has been launched. So World Health Organization, WHO, it is having the International Pharmacopoeia which is publishing annually the fourth edition, volume 1 and 1 2, and second supplements it is available, which was released in 2006 and again in 2011. Then coming to the European Union, European Pharmacopoeia is available, new edition every 3 years. Every 3 years they are going to high. In India every 4 year, no? So in European Union it is every 3 year. Supplements 3 times a year, March, June and November. Seventh edition and seventh edition 7.4 and 7.0 it is available in 2010. It was came first, then 2012 it published. Coming to the Cortia and the Keys Republic, they are also having their pharmacopoeia. It has written in their language, then trying to write like Harvatska, the Frampacopoeia, right, like that. So it's difficult to pronounce. So you can write as it is. In it, the published in 2007 and 2012. Here also you can say Finland, the Finland Pharmacopoeia, France, Francis Pharmacopoeia, Germany, the Dutaches Archenbuch, then Portugal, the Serbia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, and the years also it has given which edition it is going on, right? So you can go through, learn the Kazakhstan, Russian, then Ukraine, China, the Pharmacopoeia of the People's Republic of China. So all of you know that Republic of China, how powerful they are in that country. Once every 5 years, every 5 year like India only, right? In India 4 years, sorry. So ninth edition, it was published in 2010. In India, Indian Pharmacopoeia IP is there every once every 4 years in between the amendment. Sixth edition IP 2010 amendment 2012 to IP 2010. It was the 2012 it came. Then now recently also it is available. Indonesia, like Japan, Korea, United States of America, you can see US Pharmacopoeia USP annually with 2 supplements per year. USP 35-NF30 supplements it is available now, which published in 2011, then 2012. The supplements was revised in 2012. Then Argentina, the Pharmacopoeia Argentina, which is the 8th edition, it is 2011, right? So ultimately, what is the conclusion behind this comparison? It is that the Pharmacopoeia Commission of Indian Medicine, the PCIM, under Ministry of Ayush, is fully functional now to improve the pharmacopoeia of Indian herbs, right? So since we are considered as a herbal garden of the world, India is considered as a herbal garden of the world. It means the most of the medicinal plants they can grow the agroclimatic requirement. It is suitable for the India soil fertility, then soil, water, temperature, and everything. Then also why we are lacking behind, the phytochemical variation in the composition of herbal drugs are a major step back for the development of the consistent standards of herbal drugs. That's what, right? The implementation of hyphenated techniques like DNA barcoding and quantitative metabolomics is becoming the increasingly important in ascertaining potency, purity, consistency, and safety of pharmacopoeial drugs of Ayurveda and other system of traditional medicine like Siddha, Unani, homeopathy, and all those things wherever we are using the herbal drug, right? So what is why it is happening? We will hope for the day where we have a pharmacopoeia with the internationally acceptable standards for our herbs, like Indian Herbal Pharmacopoeia, supposed to accepted internationally by WHO, and in that program we will be added when we will able to increase the monographs available with us, right? So that's what we are supposed to, because herbal pharmacopoeia, it is completely different from the pharmacopoeia, right? So what is the improvement worldwide in the herbal pharmacopoeia, like in compared to the American herbal pharmacopoeia, Korean herbal pharmacopoeia, and the British herbal pharmacopoeia? Why Indian herbal pharmacopoeia it is lacking behind? Because we have not able to develop the till now more number of monographs, since we are having lot of medicinal plant available in our forest, in our wild, and our agroclimatic requirement, it is suitable for the maximum number of medicinal plants. So that's what the DNA barcodings and all those technology has to be developed so that it will be internationally recognized, right? So that is the only the theme of this topic. So further